Okay, so you got a great deal on some salmon and you want to try some new flavors with them. Or maybe you just want to spice up dinner tonight with a new kind of meal for you and your significant other. Well, here's a recipe for a salmon with rice, mango salsa, and roasted tomatoes that I think is really good. First, let's make the mango salsa. The earlier you make this, the more the flavors will merge and it'll be like salsa rather than just a fruit salad. I like to chop up a few different things for the salsa, and they should all be diced to a fine dice. It just makes the texture of the final salsa a lot better. You could even go as far as pulling out the food processor for a smoother salsa, but I prefer just the rough chop. I like chunky salsa. First, I'm going to do some red bell peppers. They give a good body to the salsa and gives like a good foundation. You could also do like green and orange or yellow. I just really wanted just red for this one. But if you're going to be doing like the yellow and the orange, you should definitely do more of the other ingredients too. I like to add jalapeno, just without the seeds because I don't want too much heat. Though adding a few seeds is fine, and if you want a lot of heat, then you should probably add the seeds as well. Now, mango, the namesake of mango salsa. Cutting a mango is similar to cutting an avocado. You have to cut around the pit and cut it out of the skin. The skin is actually toxic. If you want a more in-depth way to cut a mango, look up a video of how to cut a mango. That's what I did. I don't really know how to cut mangoes. I don't cut mangoes every day. Finally, red onion. I only liked a bit of red onion. I don't want too much in the final dish, but you have to cut the whole half of the onion at least, because that's the easiest way to cut an onion. So I like to put it in a separate bowl and only use some of them. I also recommend rinsing them with cold water. This apparently helps to reduce the pungency of the onions. I don't really know though, because I'm not a scientist. I think there have been scientific studies that say it does though. Mix all of that up and then add the zest and juice of a lime. The acidic lime juice really helps to make this salsa. And then also some salt, oregano, and garlic powder really ties this all together. If you can, I'd recommend adding cilantro. Unfortunately, for me, cilantro tastes like soap, so I can't add it. If you take away anything from this video, it should be this. This is seriously one of the best things I've ever made, and I recommend that you make it. It is so good. Next, the salmon. I got this really good wild-caught salmon on sale from Costco, so I'm going to use that. But go with any nice salmon you can get. This whole salmon fillet is easily going to be able to feed 3 big portions, so I'm going to save the other one for breakfast tomorrow. You'll notice that this is skin-on salmon, which is fine. You could cut the skin off. I thought of doing that, but I don't really recommend it. It's a lot easier to just descale the fish, which just requires you to run a knife against the skin in order to get all the scales off. And also, the skin crisps up really good if you cook it for a long time. Also, if you don't want the skin on your salmon, you can pull it off easily before you serve it. Cut these into as many pieces as you want, and that's it. Salt and pepper is all these pieces need. So, I forgot to record me doing the rice, but it's how I do it in the other videos, so go check those out, and maybe subscribe while you're at it. Now it's time to actually cook this whole meal. Pan on medium heat. I would actually go hotter than this, more like medium-high. I didn't really get the crust I wanted on those pieces. Olive oil in the pan, a nice thin layer. Lay the pieces in lightly and let them cook for a while until they get pink on the sides. Then you can flip. After flipping, add the tomatoes and let them start cooking. You can take the salmon off whenever. It'll always taste good no matter what temp it is. That's one of the advantages of salmon. You can eat it like basically raw and it still tastes pretty good and is not dangerous for you. So don't worry too much about undercooking or overcooking this. It's always going to taste good. Just make sure to store it in aluminum foil when you take it off the heat so it stays hot. And I like to cook the tomatoes until they just start bursting, and then you should take them off the heat and get ready to plate up. Okay, so for the plating, this is how I like to do it. First, I forgot to record this, but I recommend topping this with fresh chopped chilies and lemon wedge. First, rice on the plate, then a lemon wedge on the side. Salmon on top of the rice, then roasted tomatoes and mango salsa on the side. Doing it like this makes it so that each bite is a little different. I could also see a world where you top the salmon with the mango salsa. I think that would be really yummy and taste really good. top with some fresh torn parsley and some of the chilies and enjoy this delicious meal.